So this is the food stamps panel from last night. This is with it was supposed to have Not So Erudite on, but she cancelled mysteriously last minute. Um, it's got Stardust, some random middle-aged
Smash
woman.
Fucking idiot. She's on Tom Field every now and again.
Oh man, yeah, she seems like a real boomer. We've got Tom. We've got star of the show today, Collective Dismal. I don't know who this is, and some guy called Void. So we'll just watch from here. It's about euthanasia. That's the topic here, and I believe they started debating the basis for psychology.
It would have been proven by decades and decades of using it and being able to treat people through it. But that's not the case. The case is that psychiatry has been developed over decades and decades and decades, and it's been refined. And it is not a folk theory. I think to call it a folk theory is just a complete misunderstanding of what it is, at all.
Stardust, do you see how people could feel that way and do feel that way?
They could feel that way. They could feel that way if they were like if they were if they were misdiagnosed or things like that, right? That's a possibility.
Do you see why people feel that way?
Yeah, but I think it's stupid. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna be blunt with you. I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's the most stupid shit I've ever heard in my life. I think it's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. If you've ever been around mentally ill people,
we should go back a little bit more because I think she summarizes the argument here.
And I know you haven't said this word at all. Maybe this isn't appropriate. But do you feel like psychiatry and like psychology are kind of like pseudosciences?
Yes, yes. Yeah. They're folk theories, right? And they're kind of predicated on a mind-body distinction or like a Cartesian dualism, which I think is unfounded in the first place. And
have you ever met Stardust somebody with mania?
Yeah, I know, but you keep going back
have
to
you met somebody with mania? If you met somebody with mania, this is not a philosophical thing. Like,
you don't understand what I mean.
Anyone that knows roughly what the argument is going to be here about when this guy's talking about, there not being a mind-body distinction, he's basically advocating for all psychiatry essentially to be taken away and for it all to just be neuroscience, because he believes that the only thing that matters is the physical fact of the matter and the chemicals in your brain, not some more ethereal judgment on a categorization of behaviors, right? So that's what he's saying, and Stardust just keeps saying shit. I get it, she does this again and again throughout the whole panel. This guy's clearly getting annoyed by it. She keeps going like, well, have you met mentally ill people? What do you mean mental illness isn't real? Have you met mentally ill people? It's just again and again and again. It is the most insufferable shit you will ever fucking hear. And this guy was clear. This is his first time dealing with Stardust, and he was clearly feeling the pain. So we'll watch from here. You should be pretty much educated enough on what has happened in the previous hour of this debate now to appreciate this. Why are you cheating on food stamps?
Even saying here, you don't even understand what's
being said here.
You keep going back to like talking about chemical imbalances and things of this nature. I'm not opposed to tackling it in this way. And if you say, well, psychology has predictive power, right? So it's kind of like this consequentialist argument. It's able to predict, therefore it must be true. What if tarot cards were able to make accurate predictions, or horoscopes, right? Or what if you had some primitive folk theory about fire where the demon eats the wood, right? And it kind of gave you the same sort of predictive power, this narrative. But in time, we deflate this folk theory and we reduce it to something more scientific. What I'm arguing for is that neuroscientists make these kind of considerations. I think in time, we will phase out psychology and psychiatry. So I don't like them at the moment being kind of the arbiters of who gets this access and who has to basically take their life by their own hands in some fucking seedy basement or something, right?
To answer your question, if reading tarot cards had predictive power and it were backed by decades and decades of being proven, then yeah, you know what? We would use it. We would, because it would have been proven. It would have been proven by decades and decades of...
So Stardust just saying here, if tarot cards worked, I'd believe in them. But like, part of the issue here is that it's a flawed process for deciding things, right? And she clearly just doesn't... She can't wrap her fucking head around that. So when this guy's like asking her, like, would you believe in tarot cards if they were proven? Like, he's expecting a no, right? But Stardust just is completely bulldozing through it.
Of using it and being able to treat people through it. But that's not the case. The case is that psychiatry has been developed over decades and decades and decades. And it's been refined. And it is not a folk theory. I think to call it a folk theory is just a complete misunderstanding of what it is, at all.
Stardust, do you see how people could feel that way and do feel that way?
They could feel that way. They could feel that way if they were like if they were misdiagnosed or things like that, right? That's a possibility.
Do you see why people feel that way?
Yeah, but I think it's stupid. Yeah. So I'm just gonna be blunt with you. I think it's
A
fucking
lot of
stupid. I
it's
think it's the
not
most
even
stupid shit I've
falsifiable.
ever heard in my life. I think it's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. If you've ever
That's
been
not
around
an
mentally
argument.
ill people, if you've ever been around mentally ill people, it's not even an argument. It's not a folk theory.
Hey,
Mental
these are
health
proven.
itself is not normative. The DHM is not The DHS is not normative in the first place. Again, it's culturally relative. I already kind of
But
disambiguated
no
that.
person who has severe schizophrenia is going to be able to function in any
Place them in
society.
an Aztec society. Sure, they would.
They're not going
Place
to.
them
No,
in
they're not going to.
a
They're not going to know
psychopath
how to
couldn't?
take care of themselves.
So like again, she's just like being completely fucking retarded. This guy's saying like, you know, put someone with schizophrenia in Aztec society, that they'd be fine. She's like, no, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. They can't do anything. They can't do anything. It's like, bro, schizophrenics in fucking ancient societies are probably seen as like, you know, prophets and shit. It's not like it's like she cannot break out of the world that she's constructed to try and make her argument make sense. And this guy is just like trying everything he can.
They're not going to be able to take care of themselves. You have never. I don't know. Have you ever been around somebody with severe
I'm not
schizophrenia?
denying mental retardation. I'm not denying the existence of retardation. I mean, by no means.
Yes, by
I
you.
think we're talking past
and
one
you
another.
have retardation. Yes.
Oh, here
So
we
now
go.
Stardust just
Yeah.
starts getting like, it's been up to this point. He's been a little bit condescending here and there, but now Stardust starts getting like straight up just aggressive with him, just for like no reason, just because she can't understand what's being said. So this is where it devolves.
You had to take it there.
I do. You're being retarded, bro.
That's not an argument, though. You're just
It is
being
an
rude.
argument.
And you should bear in mind as well, this guy's mentioned that he was put on a high dose of Adderall as a child, and that's why he hates psychiatrists. So he probably does have like ADHD or autism or something, and she's just like popping off calling him retarded, and he may not. He's not. I don't think he's a Twitch poll guy, so he's probably not used to that. My dad is a schizo, isn't he, or something similar? Yeah, I believe that's true.
You don't even understand.
That's why
You don't
I'm not
understand.
being.
Sorry.
And I said that's exactly why she's kicking off like this. It's
Yeah,
just-
exactly. Yeah.
It's a long life experience.
Not engaging in the retardation, the
I
philosophical
think, to be
retardation.
fair, I think that you have some kind of credential in psychology or psychiatry,
I
and you're
don't.
defending
I
it.
don't.
Okay,
I've just been
fair enough.
surrounded by mentally ill people my entire
So
life.
have I,
and
and
I know
I
it way
arrived
too
at a different
fucking.
conclusion than you.
I
Oh my
know
God,
it
I'm
way
retarded.
too fucking many people who cannot function in normal society and would never be able to function in any fucking society because of their mental illness.
I beg to differ.
I think it's fair to say, like, to be fair, also, like, I agree with you, Stardust, and I'm diagnosed bipolar. I am on medication, and without that, I can't function, honestly. Like, I almost lost my job years ago, and like, I agree with you, Stardust, but also I can see like where this other side comes from, right? I can see where it comes from. Absolutely.
So-
You don't.
I
She doesn't
see where
understand the
people
argument
come
for
from.
behaviorism. She doesn't
Well, hold
understand
on.
logical
I want to be
behaviorism.
clear. I understand the arguments from your side, and I understand
Okay,
very
thank you.
well. But
Thank you.
I still totally disagree. I think that
On
we
what
have to
ground?
have. Well, so one, we don't have another place that we can just send them to. The Aztecs don't exist right now. We're not going to go create some separate society for them to exist in. It's just
Where
not
you put them
a
is not,
possibility.
not my issue. Like I'm saying, let them.
Wait, what do you-
Even
That-
in Aztec society, a lot of these
Wait,
people
wait,
are able to function.
Hold on, wait. I need an answer to that. What is you were saying? That's not your issue. Where we put them? What is?
So, Tom, to his credit, Tom is right. He does understand what is being said, but this guy is also right. Stardust does not understand what behaviorism is, what the arguments for it is, why psychologists use it, why that is the language that's used in the DSM for actually making diagnoses. She does not understand any of it. Tom clearly does. Tom starts trying to engage, but you just see Stardust constantly derail.
I'm here to advocate for euthanasia for non-terminal people, if we can deem them that they have arrived at a decision not hastily, in a non-hasty way.
I actually agree with you on that point. I think we
Sure.
should have euthanasia available for non-terminal people. I just think the way that you are arguing this makes no fucking sense. Like I understand that you don't like.
I
the
don't
way
think
that
you've studied
psychiatry is
philosophy of
diagnosed.
mind for 1 second in your life.
Okay, sure, whatever, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But I think that you don't understand how people with severe mental illness would not be able to function in any fucking
You're
society.
begging the question.
ever.
You haven't demonstrated mental illness in the
You
first
haven't
place.
demonstrated mental illness. If somebody
You're begging the
cannot
question.
function, if somebody
You'll
cannot
demonstrate it through a
function in
behavior
any
or a brain scan.
society,
You'll
in any
demonstrate it through a
society-
behavior or a brain scan. You'll
No,
demonstrate it
you can
physiologically.
demonstrate it by
There
the
is
fact that they cannot
there
function
is
by
no
themselves
mind.
in any
There is no
society.
mind-body
Okay, hold on.
distinction. You're a
Wait,
naive
it doesn't.
dualist.
Hold on, it doesn't matter.
It's
It doesn't
nonsense.
have to.
What question am I
It's
begging?
based.
What question
Hold on.
am I
You're a
wait,
naive
hold on,
mind-body
wait.
dualist.
Hold on. No, we are. It doesn't have to be an objective thing the way that we're categorizing it. It doesn't have
And
to.
its might is
We're
right,
all-
and I agree with it.
Right, but okay,
Might
so,
makes
so
right.
that is so
Let
that
the
is the
Caesar
point,
man
is that
just
societally we want them to be able to be productive, and that's what our goal is,
let
regardless
Caesar
of whether or
decide.
not there is an objective mind issue that is actually there that will never exist in a brain scan. It doesn't matter. All we can do is categorize it the best way we can, and then try to treat it the best way we can, and that's it. Like we don't.
Yeah,
have
and I'm fine with that, but it is arbitrary. So when you make these kind of
It's not
distinctions,
arbitrary. It is based on
Sure, of
society.
course it is.
We'll skip some
Okay,
of this.
you
This
understand that
is
there's not
big
even like a
debate.
consensus
Fucking boring.
psychological framework. There's
Is something that is that's not real, I don't think that you have been around or seen enough of what mental illness is.
Stardust.
So it's just this same retarded argument again and again. If you don't think it's real, then you clearly haven't been around mentally ill people. It's like, that's not what it's not what's being said. He's not saying these people do not exhibit these behaviors and do have something wrong with them. That's not what he said at any point. So fucking retarded.
I
It's very
understand.
clearly real.
I'm actually on your side.
Nobody doubted that. You're
Hold
not even
on.
understanding.
Hold on. Stardust, I'm on Stardust's side with this one. I actually believe in mental illness and I believe in the psychiatry field. I do. I believe in all of this. Me personally, I am diagnosed bipolar and I'm on medication and I am alive because of it. I will say that. Relevant.
Abrasive and really rude.
Ignorant.
On that.
Yeah. Debating by proxy. Does that make sense? Kind of relevant. Just hearing you talk. Like hearing your arguments, I
Just
can
say your
hear
arguments
and
are
I can
shit,
kind of feel and I can see that you're arguing or debating by proxy. Does that make sense?
Not really to me. No.
I think so.
I understand. I understand if I'm coming off as like really abrasive and really rude.
It means you're fighting shadows. You're talking to people that aren't there, Stardust. You're rambling.
Ignorant.
On that.
Yeah.
And-
Let
and-
Tom
that's fine.
Foolery talk.
and-
I think he's the only one following
okay.
along.
There, he's upset with me. That's fine. I understand that
I'm
coming off
not.
as
I'm
very
not upset with
abrasive.
you. I was telling him
Um,
to shut up for saying.
No, it's
for
fine.
saying let me
I
talk.
didn't think that was you, Tom. No, I understand that I'm coming off as very abrasive, but to me and to everybody in my chat who is listening to this, that this dude comes off as incredibly condescending and just completely dismissive of a field that he doesn't know anything about.
I mean, I've read enough. I've
I
read a
think
lot of
that's-
Youngman's
I-
shit.
hold
I'm not
on,
ignorant. It's just
I
I
think
find it
that
to be
that's,
woo-woo.
I think it's irresponsible, honestly. I just think it's
I
irresponsible.
understand
What
where
have you
guys are coming from,
studied?
but I will say that like I have spoken to this guy in the chat, right?
A bunch
I've
of
spoken to
fucking
him for
streamers are
several
on a
months.
panel talking about euthanasia, and she's talking about something being irresponsible. Like, shut up, you dumb bitch.
It's so retarded.
Part and parcel.
There's like fucking like across everyone's stream, there's like a combined 120 viewers or something as well on this panel. So, bro, there's no impact from this. This is literally, what do you mean irresponsible? Why are you getting worked up over saying being irresponsible? Fucking saying being irresponsible to like 5 people. Like, who gives a fuck? Why do you care? You're just personally upset because he's saying things you don't like and being slightly condescending towards you, so you're getting fucking triggered. Don't pretend you've got some moral indignation or righteous cause that you're fighting for here. You know, fucking crazy.
And being someone that doesn't actually agree with everything he stands behind, he's made some of the best points I've ever heard as far as why we should consider this, honestly.
I don't
think
even disagree on the stance of euthanasia with him, right? I just think that he is making an incredibly irresponsible argument when it comes to delegitimizing.
Why
the
do you
entire
say
field
I don't
of
want
psychiatry.
psychologists
I
being
wanna
the
know. Hold on,
dispensation
hold
of
on,
life
hold
and
on.
death. They're the least
Why do we say?
qualified amongst us.
Hold on, Stardust. Why do you say?
I'd rather let
irresponsible?
economists decide.
Why?
It might be
Hold on.
better.
Yeah. Why do you say irresponsible, Stardust?
Because he is quite literally saying that this is all woo-woo shit. It's folk theory, the way that people diagnose the stuff. And
Yeah,
yes,
theories
to
of
some
mind,
extent,
yeah.
Hold on.
They're phased out.
To some extent, that yes, we look at symptoms and we look at a cluster of symptoms, and that's how we determine a
A
diagnosis.
psychiatrist isn't going to buy me a new car.
Yes, a psychiatrist is not going to buy you a new car, which is
Yeah,
why
so when I want to kill myself because I'd rather just not grind at my job for 100 hours a week to buy a new car for no reason.
That mental illness.
I just say, I'm tired, I want to kill myself.
Why is she castigating this guy? Because he said that he doesn't believe there's a mind-body distinction, so the field of psychology is kind of redundant, and that he thinks everything should be handled by neuroscientists, and that behaviorism is flawed. And Stardust keeps spurging out, saying, "But have you ever been around mentally ill people? Don't you know that it's real?" And so he's getting tired with it. That's why she's castigating him right now.
Homie, we don't disagree on the euthanasia argument.
Yeah, we're not
disagree
talking
with
about
you.
euthanasia
Yeah,
right now.
we're not even
talking about whether or not
euthanasia at this
mental
point.
illnesses exist in the first place.
Yeah, the problem that I have with you, I don't have a problem with your stance on
I'm
euthanasia.
not saying
I
they don't
agree with
exist.
your
I'm saying
stance
they're
on
best
euthanasia.
discussed in brain science and in
What do you
behaviorism,
think
logical
psychiatry
behaviorism.
is? What do you think
But they
psychiatry
can't-
is?
Psychiatry
Neuroscience
posits the
can't
existence of a
diagnose
mind
these.
separated from a body. Most schools of psychology separate or they presuppose a mind-body dualism, which is totally unsubstantiable.
Okay,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. Like
Sure does.
in this case,
That little nuance is everything.
Hold on. In the like
Hey,
the
hold on,
they're
hold on,
talking
hold
about what
Neves-
comes from your brain though.
Neves,
That is
I DM'd you.
I believe in cognitive behavioral therapy. I don't believe in just basically deeming someone, oh, you're bipolar. Well, how do you know that? Because you exhibit X, Y, and Z behaviors.
I have
Okay,
never
well-
heard a neuroscientist say that they don't believe in psychology. I've
That's
never
wrong.
heard that. once,
Yeah, never heard that either.
There's
Like,
there's
they
entire
believe in a
branches.
dualism between those two as well.
There's entire
And
branches of
psychiatrists
philosophy
are
and science
clinical-
of mind that are eliminativists about the theory of mind.
Psychiatrists go to medical school.
Eliminative
just like every
materialism.
The
other
way that
doctor.
you're talking about mind, sure, I agree. That is woo-woo
Okay.
stuff. That is not
Yeah.
what psychology is talking about, though.
It depends, right? I mean, take your pick.
It
Like,
does depend, but when we're talking about like the AAP, they are not talking, or sorry, the APA, they are not talking about this like spiritual thing that is the mind. They're talking about outcomes from brain activity.
okay, but they don't try to contour your environment in a way that alters the behavior which led you to be suicidal in the first place. They're
let's skip
diagnosing
ahead a
the
little bit
problem.
again.
Yeah, they're giving it.
Sure, but
that's
why?
why-
Because you're staring at TikTok and these
Sure,
fucking
but
10 second
psychology-
damn.
Anywhere. I'm just
Sarah Hammond
Oh,
told
no,
me
don't
about
worry,
this,
we
it's
could
just
coach
Yeah, there's a
boring.
different argument. If you want to go to
Well,
like about in the first
people that you're saying, okay, we're going to coach stress, paying the bills, going to my
Waiting room.
black market, like sketch. But
Make-
we're already
make them
cutting
go
the
to the
dicks
black
off
market
of
too.
little kids and stuff like that, right? So, I mean, where do you draw the line? We're already giving them
Yeah,
hormones
he's-
and things like this. Do they require some kind
is
of
it better
medical
that they're
intervention?
dead?
I don't make valuations like that. Better is a matter of perspective. You may think
Well-
not. I may think so.
I'm
not a
yes, better is a
moralist,
matter of
it's-
perspective, but we can make arguments for it.
I think they probably are better off dead if they're
Bro,
at
I
the
am
point
so
where they're.
close to dropping slurs right now. You have no idea. I'm so close.
Yeah, I bet. I mean,
Deal.
I don't see why
Yeah.
you can't contain it, but
Yeah, I think that
I do have to
the,
pick someone up in a
Stardust is annoying, but Kuihman, you have a dislike of her that is like animal instinct, like cobras and mongooses. Okay.
minute.
based on the distress that they feel, regardless of whether or not like we think their distress
Psychologists,
is,
psychiatrists are not to be trusted. They're telling your kid that they're fucking, there's something they're not. You know what I mean? We're already way past the line that you're trying to hold down on and anchor down on.
I'm not
That-
sure.
that- that- that
you
moral-
said that we
that
agreed on this,
moral
and now you're going
understand-
backwards again to that. Like we
That
just
moral
said
line
that
is
we
like a
agreed on
million
it.
miles in the rear view
Do
mirror.
you
I mean,
do you understand that psychiatrists went to medical school just like neuroscientists did? Not
appeal to
neuroscientists,
credentials.
No, they all
just
went to. Wait a minute. You know what medical
appeal to
school is?
authority.
Do you know what
She's
medical?
getting owned, bro. This guy is just hitting her with the logical fallacies, dude. She's owned. She's owned. She's owned.
School is?
No, I have no idea.
You appealed to authority earlier, like dude,
When?
by talking when you were talking about, oh, we shouldn't have psychiatrists involved in this. We should have this other doctor involved in this. Is that not an appeal to authority? It absolutely is. They all went to medical
No,
school.
it's
They
not.
all went to medical school. They all had
I
the
didn't
same
say. I
training in
didn't say
medical
they're
school.
right. I didn't
They
say
all
they're right
had
by
the same
virtue of.
training in
No, no,
medical
no.
school.
It actually wasn't an appeal to
It was
authority.
an appeal to
I
authority.
didn't say that their
Everyone was,
argument.
oh,
let me just
psychology
say,
and psychiatry are junk
You're
science because
slandering
I
them.
was traumatized by my childhood, and as a result, we shouldn't have psychiatrists involved in this
No,
fucking
that wasn't
thing.
why
And you know we
I
shouldn't
gave you an
have
example. I wasn't
psychiatrists
using
or
that as the
psychologists
crux
involved
of
in
the
this thing
argument.
because I was traumatized as a child, and we should just have neurologists involved with this.
I didn't say
You know, they
neurologists
all
are right
had- they
because
Oh,
The
all
of
had
reverse
the-
of that is exactly your argument that you make.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
Literally.
you fucking retard.
She's so dumb, bro.
or because they have a
medical
degree.
school
I said that
training. The only thing is they chose different specialties. That's it.
people go to school for all kind of stupid stuff.
Guys, like Subdono. Like Subdono. Thank you very much.
I didn't say that neurologists have. I didn't say that they're.
stupid stuff. I didn't say
Yeah, look at how childish you are.
I think
okay,
like what
you're
open
if he's
sea,
going in
open
circles
the
at
one
this
who's bringing
point.
up your
I
childhood
think
trauma to justify
Open
your point. Okay.
sea.
You're
he's
the
going
one
in
who's
circles at this
bringing.
point.
You're
I
still
think we
stuck in
gotta
your
let-
childhood trauma, bro. You're the one
This
who's
girl's too
childish.
immature, dude. Let me
You're
talk to
still-
somebody
you're
competent.
still-
Let me
you're-
talk to somebody
let me talk to
competent.
somebody
Let me talk to
competent.
Tom.
I can't even
You're just
handle.
coping
Can't
and
even handle
seething.
a little bit of spice. Can't even
All
handle a
these
little
people
bit.
Okay,
Stardust, you're too stupid. Let me talk to Tom. Okay.
Hold on.
Dude,
honestly,
Hold on.
hold on.
Of all the
He's going
people
in circles.
killing themselves,
Let's
maybe
let
you should have
Cash
been one.
get in for a
Well,
second
yeah,
and
Maybe you
that's
should
what
qualify. Let me talk
Did you
to
hear
Childhood
that?
trauma,
Did you...
bro. You're the one-
Bro, this is fucking amazing. This is where it gets good.
Girl's too
childish.
immature, dude. Let me
You're
talk to
still-
somebody
You're
competent.
still.
Let me
you-
talk to
let me
somebody
talk to
competent.
somebody
Let me talk to
competent.
Tom.
I can't even
You're just
handle.
coping
Can't
and
even handle
seething.
a little bit of spice. Can't even
All
handle
All
a
these
little
people
bit of.
Okay,
killing
hold on,
themselves,
hold on,
maybe
hold
you
on.
should have been.
Honestly,
Hold
hold
on.
on.
Of all the
He's going
people
in circles.
killing
Let's
themselves,
let-
maybe
let's
you should have
Cash
been one.
Get in for a
Well,
second.
oh,
and
yeah,
then
maybe
Vold
Maybe
I
you
should
should
have.
qualify.
Honestly,
Okay.
Saying Stardust should qualify for euthanasia. So based.
Chill.
Stardust, I'm a little disappointed to hear you
Cope and
result to
see,
that.
yeah.
I really am.
Let me talk to Tom. You're
Okay,
just ignorant.
you're disappointed in me, but not
gotta
in
go pick
anybody
someone up.
else in this conversation for being incredibly.
You're the only one
irresponsible with
coping and
rhetoric.
seething,
Okay,
though.
all right,
No,
that's fine.
hold on,
I
hold on.
understand. I understand where your priorities are. I understand it. I get it. Don't worry about it.
Stardust,
I
I
understand your
apologize.
priorities. Don't worry
I
about
was
it. Don't
late.
worry.
It's because you're a
Don't
woman.
worry about it.
So it's got her getting super aggressive has gone down like super badly. So she's getting like super tilted at everyone else on the panel. Like, why aren't you sticking up for me, guys? Why are you sticking up for me? Like, it's so fucking pathetic.
Don't worry about it. I totally understand. Your priorities are about me being rude,
Ooh.
not about him being fucking irresponsible with what he's talking about.
Like, the importance she puts on it. He's being irresponsible. You need to stop him being irresponsible. Dog, it's a 50 viewer panel.
I
No,
understand. Totally fine. Totally fine.
Stardust.
He's being
Stardust.
incredibly irresponsible, and you just
Anyways,
anyways,
Hold on,
You're
hold on.
You're upset about me
Start-
being mean. That's it. I get it. I
No,
get it. Fine, don't worry
Let
about
the
it.
two
Stardust, I-
people who understand
Stardust.
the topic talk.
Collective, hold on. Shut the fuck up, everybody. Please. Like, my apologies. I was actually late to this because I am so depressed that I worked my fucking 9 to 5 today and I fell asleep and I suck. Right? And I
gotta
feel
pick
shitty
someone
about
up. Sorry.
I feel bad about that, but Stardust, to be fair, like I've actually talked to Collective Dismal several times about this subject. So I know that I already know his stance, but I am disappointed to hear your rebuttal because I actually, and Collective, you can act, I hope anyway, you can corroborate that I have said that I thought Stardust would be a very, very great opponent that wouldn't result to
She's
ad
fine.
hominems.
I don't hold any ill will. Like it's people get heated up or whatever.
I'm sorry, but he's been doing
It's
ad
okay.
hominems as well. So I
Okay,
mean,
I
if you're
haven't
going
heard
to-
that.
She's like so fucking upset, dude. She's so upset about this because her getting fucking spurging out, fucking just absolutely losing her mind at this guy didn't go damn well. Like, yeah, no shit. He was sounding like a retard for like a whole hour. Yeah, he's getting bored of it. Yes, obviously. You spurging out does not look good in this context. I'm sorry.
And I haven't heard that, to
if
be
you're
fair.
going
Yeah.
to,
Who
if you're going to
cares?
point
Either
fingers,
way,
if you're going to
just
point
moving
fingers, I'm
forward.
just saying.
No, I'm hearing
you're,
it. Yeah.
You're talking about somebody who has been incredibly irresponsible with what
Dude,
they're
it's
saying.
Friday
You're
night.
talking
Calm
about
down.
somebody
Let
who
her
is
talk.
also
Let her
engaged.
talk.
You're talking about somebody who constantly talks over me, like you're seeing right now, and constantly talks over you. You're also
You do
talking
the
about
same
somebody
thing.
who also, well, I was already speaking, sir, but
You
you were
don't
also
stop,
talking
though.
about
Let
somebody.
her speak.
You
Six
are also
people here.
talking about
Let her
somebody
speak. Nobody
who is
pays attention.
condescending, who is using their own childhood trauma as to weaponize it, essentially, to say that
We all
of this
do.
right. And I think
I didn't
think
use
you're
my
responsible.
story as a
Stop.
reasoning for why I'm
Collective.
right. I
Collective.
used a logical
Collective, stop.
argument. I
Literally?
made
If you're going to be,
Smashly,
Stop.
don't come in late and then
I
try to
understand-
moderate. Just let it
You're
go.
right.
understand
You're
if-
right. You're
if
right.
you're- if
You're
Don't
you're
come
going
in
to
late and
be-
One at a
moderate, please.
time. One at a time. Okay, I've been moderating this whole time.
Okay,
No, you haven't, useless bitch. Alright.
he's the one who's insulting you now. Okay, so I'm just saying.
I didn't insult anyone. You're
I'm
just
not
lying
You
and
did.
denying.
You did kind of.
actually.
You did kind of. You did kind
Food
of.
Stamps just said like 3 words this entire panel, like legit.
But again, you have found a problem
How
with
old are
me
you, bro?
for my behavior in this debate when I feel like he has
Bro,
done
I'm giving
several
up my
things
time to you
across the
guys.
Okay,
board.
honestly,
You're just
Collective,
childish
I
right
can't
now.
even.
So-
Collective.
Dude, I
can't-
thought I was
Alright, one
coming
at a
here
time,
to have
Hold
a
on,
serious
I
discussion.
literally-
Ashley, be quiet. Ashley,
No, I literally can't even hear.
Yo,
I'm
can the
sorry,
mod-
food shops. I'm sorry, food
Well,
shops.
I'm
I'm
gonna go in
sorry.
a
okay,
second,
okay.
dude. I
I've been
thought I
called.
was
One at a
coming
time,
here-
one at a time. Okay.
I'm
let
trying
me
to
speak,
hear.
so I'm gonna have
I'm
to
trying to
drop
hear
this.
Stardust right now.
Okay.
She's
let's
never
have-
gonna stop,
Before
dude.
you
She's
go,
Okay.
she's not being
okay.
charitable at all.
Okay. Hold on,
I
stop.
have a question for this.
I also don't want to
Neve-
get into the meta convo either.
Neve
about
has
this.
Yeah.
Neve has a question. Let her have her word. Okay.
Yeah, I hope we haven't missed it. Oh, man, if we've missed the bit where he calls her fat, I'm going to be really
Neve,
upset.
go.
Okay, perfect.
Hmm.
So Dismal, when you were talking, like you had, it seems like you wanted to discredit psychologists and psychiatrists, and you may have been hyperbolic,
No, I
but you
missed it. Okay,
proposed
good.
like an economist as like a better arbiter. I don't know if you actually believe that, but like maybe you can get
He's
into
a
that
little
bit more. And,
exaggerated,
like,
yeah.
okay, that's what I figured. But like, if not them, then who, right? Because you said neurologist, so like maybe you can explain to us more why that person would be more qualified to make a choice surrounding someone's life or death.
You may also need a different field, right? Too. I'm open to that. Somebody who can kind of take a full accounting of somebody's life and say, what are the probability of this person turning things around at this point? Like the idea that we could just kind of overcome mental illnesses with medication or a perturbation in the mindset, despite all of the economic factors, which are out of your control, right? That you can just kind of instill stoicism in somebody and have them bootstrap out of an abject, horrible situation where their parents are meth heads and they have no family.
Of assisting in the decision of somebody's life or death. What field? What profession? Who would be better suited?
The diagnosis would take place, as I've said before, probably in some kind of cross between logical behaviorism and economic considerations would weigh heavily in. Like, can we even afford the treatment? Right, we can't afford it in certain cases, and
The fact that others literally moderate food stamps panels out of sheer desperation is just fascinating. It is. It's crazy. The panel guests literally have to step up and do her job because she's so fucking useless. Even when she does try to moderate, it's like watching one of her panels is insufferable because she'll just interrupt like a good back and forth to just like bring in some random nobody who hasn't said anything in 30 minutes because they've got nothing interesting to say. It just completely ruins the flow of the content. So yeah, completely fucking useless panel host in every respect, but whatever.
Thirdly, probably, you know, it would take a more physiological bent, not a more
Bro, you are literally a
metaphysical
walking, talking
approach.
fedora. I have never seen it before in my life. I'm amazed.
Okay, and you're fat. So
Okay,
what?
I am. At least I'm fatter
Yeah.
than you, and I'm fatter.
Why should
than
I
you
listen
ever
to
will
you
be.
when you don't even
You
have the
could-
impulse
you could fit as
control
much
to not
food
be
in your
fat?
So good, man. So good.
It's just not even trying.
You're a walking, talking fedora. You're fat. Just fucking owned. Oh god. So good.
Oh my
I
god.
can't, okay? You
No,
wish
like,
you had
honestly,
as much
that-
food in your mouth
That
as I
discredits
can,
your
okay?
whole-
I can't.
Should I
You
listen
ever
to
will
you?
be. I have never seen it before in my life. I'm amazed.
Okay, and you're fat. So
Okay,
what?
I am. At least I'm fatter
Yeah.
than you, and I'm fatter
Why should
than
I
you
listen
ever
to
will
you
be.
when you don't even
You
have the
wish you
impulse
could fit as
control
much
to not
food
be
in
What
your
is
fat?
Oh my
mouth as I
god.
can,
thing that she
okay?
keeps
You
doing?
No,
wish
like,
you
You're
had as
honestly,
much
that-
food in your mouth
That
as I
discredits
can,
your
okay?
whole argument. You don't even
Oh,
have the
being
impulse
fat,
control to
being
not
fat
be fat.
discredits
To be
my
fair,
entire
I'm
argument.
going to
though,
have
Oh,
to.
my
Yeah, it
bad.
does.
That's no.
To be fair though, I just gave you an opportunity to
You don't even have the impulse control to not be fat.
Just the way she went, like, I'm fat. I am fat. I mean, you'll ever be. Like, she did the same thing. What panel was that where she was talking about being able to suck more dicks than anybody? I can
Oh,
fit more
man.
shit in my mouth than any of you people. It's like,
It's just
oh,
like so
it's simple.
retarded.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing, you moron?
It's just that it's
Wow.
not owning the meme thing, but it's like you have to at least be funny with it if you're gonna try and do that shit. You can't just go, yeah, you know what? I am a completely useless retard piece of shit or fat, you know, degenerate, subhuman. Yeah, like no, you can't just. It doesn't. You can't just pull that. You can't just pull that on every situation. It just doesn't work.
make yours, and you didn't really. Like, you kind of waffled at your
How?
way
I
into, like,
told
what
you.
logical
I
thing-
told
No,
you.
I asked you a very simple question. I said what
Logical
profession-
behaviorism,
what profession?
neuroscience, and a physiological approach to the diagnosis.
Okay, make it a practical solution.
What the fuck does that like? How could I be more specific? I'm sorry, but
Well, don't throw out 3 professions.
But it's just crazy. This guy's like at least 10 IQ points higher than like everyone else on this panel, and it's making the conversation just completely unbearable to listen to.
That might be able to do the job. Give us one profession, or give us one.
it would
position
all
of
take
somebody
place under
who is
a
better suited than the
physiological.
existing two to make that decision. That's what I'm asking you to do, and so far you haven't.
There
done
is
the
no
same.
mind. It's just body. This is what I'm telling
but
you.
the
I don't
brain
know
is
how
part
to
of
make
your
it more
body.
clear than that.
Still
The
waiting for
brain
you to
is
answer
part
the
of your
question.
body, so
I could not possibly give you a more clear answer.
Stardust so close but so far. Her response to that is, well, the mind is part of the body, so does she it's like she can't even realise like how close but so how far she is from like getting what he's saying. It's like that is literally what this guy has been saying the entire fucking time. What is center top? I don't know.
Answer to that question, sir.
Mhm.
can I propose my my thing?
It's that's surely a trans person, right? And he's just swearing. It's kind of
Yeah,
based.
I think it's Nave or something. It's one of foodshops moderators.
Jesus.
I
Thanks,
gotta-
Venture Brothers reference in chat, by the way. There. So, kind of.
Venture Brothers reference.
Yeah, Dr.
I have
Pick
a
up my
whole
girlfriend,
detailed
dude.
thing.
I thought I was coming here to have. Sorry to this guy, Tom Foolery.
He's on
who's
his way to pick you up.
Good. Okay.
Oh no.
We-
Sorry. Thank you to the host, first of all, for having me on. I really appreciate it. And thank you to Tom Foolery. At least there was like one person in here or two.
You should post his link so you can go jerk off Tom in his chat later.
I'd love to stay in chat, but sorry if I kind of was disrespectful. Have a good night,
I just
everybody. Have a
invited
good
Sigma.
weekend.
I just invited Sigma. By the
Okay.
way.
Well, there we go. That was that. So Stardust got absolutely just raped over the coals, some might say, on that panel last night.
Part of the problem is, she's too fucking stupid to understand it a lot of the time. She thinks she comes out looking at these situations looking good. It's like,
yeah, she cannot grasp how actually retarded she looked for the entire time she was on this panel talking to that guy.